Hello and welcome everybody to the very first week of Play versus Rocket League here on the Saints Gaming channel. My name, as always, is Shadi Zeddy Hanna, and joined alongside me tonight, yours truly, Jackson Deprive Brown. Deprive, I am super excited to see some Rocket League action here tonight. It's been a while since I've casted Rocket League, kind of new to the scene. I heard from you earlier before the broadcast that, we're both kind of testing the waters here a little bit, but I am sure that it's going to be an absolute banger of a time. Well, how are you feeling about the match against George Mason University?
Yeah, for sure. And there's not a whole lot to go off of, Zeddy. I mean, this is the first game of the Play versus season, and we don't really know how George Mason University plays. This is their C team, however, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how things play out. They do have two other teams that are also in the Play versus League that are, a little bit more solid, you could only assume, with them being the AB teams. So let's see if St. Clair can, maybe take advantage of that a little bit and use it in their game here. But we are underway, 25 seconds in. Not a whole lot has happened yet, but we do have a few shots on goal.
I mean, talking about the number of teams that both of the that George Mason is offering, it speaks on the one hand that maybe this team is less polished than some of the others, but on the other, the exceptional amount of Rocket League talent that this school has, and I'm sure that there's a lot of coordination between these three teams. So we're definitely going to see how that affects this team and maybe how rehearsed and well practiced they are. So far, as you mentioned, not a whole lot going on, but we are getting a couple shots on net coming down from St. Clair. There's George Mason trying to push it in. We'll get to know the players a little bit. There's GMU No You pushing up through the front line, trying to find that shot on net. Passing to I Don't Give a Bother. These names are quite comedic on the side of George Mason University. A couple of jokesters on this roster for sure.
Yeah, we've actually had a lot of really close shots just bounce off the post or just hang around near the net. Some good saves already so far. So very good defensive play from each team so far. And, also pretty good offensive play. Just need to hit the net a little bit more. And overall, I'm going to be excited to see if we do see that happen here shortly, as a minute and a half has passed throughout this game now, and there hasn't really been a whole lot of action. But this looks like it was almost a good shot there from Kamal, but was a great save there from No You to stop that from hopping in the net. And overall, I mean, they're bouncing it over a little bit, and, they're doing a pretty decent job of keeping this kind of around the other team's territory and trying to put it in the net, but overall, not having great success in finding the back of the net yet.
It's been really interesting watching how St. Clair is taking these approaches. Like, yeah, they're not finding any shots on goal, but also George Mason hasn't been able to clear it out of their half in nearly 2 minutes. Like, just constant pressure. And it's that pressure that's going to allow Kamal to pick up the first goal of the game, finding that tip. It's kind of like any other sport, really. You keep putting enough pressure on net, and eventually something's going to break, something's going to crack. And beautiful execution from St. Clair to keep that pressure alive for nearly 2 minutes, finding that 1-0 lead.
Exactly, I couldn't agree more, and that's a very good cushion for St. Clair to have to start things off. They've kept that pressure on the other team, so now when they have a goal, they can slow things down a little bit and play a little bit more defensively. You're not sure if they're actually going to want to do that. They want to build themselves a little bit more of a cushion, but overall, I mean, if you're St. Clair, you're pretty happy with how things are going so far, and really hoping that things, keep up and keep in the light. And just like that, they do, as Endeavor will find one and extend the lead to 2-0 for St. Clair.
Awesome shot from Endeavor, right off the top of the screen there, actually bouncing straight down Kamal with a nice tip into Endeavor to clean that one up. And it's really amazing watching how creative this team gets with their offense. We talked before previously, the last time I saw this roster, they had this incredible kind of three-man weave that they were really good at executing, where every time someone would shoot, someone was right behind them to get that follow-up touch, and Endeavor and Kamal executed that perfectly. However, that is going to lead to an opening in GMU's defense here, as Endeavor finds his second goal of the game on a wide open net against George Mason University.
Yeah, for sure. So that's great stuff there from St. Clair to extend it to a 3-0 lead in this one. And, if you're St. Clair here, you're very happy with how things are going now. You have the lead, you have the cushion, you can really slow down your gameplay now and just play defense and really just save the ball at this point in time. St. Clair with an excellent lead and a great start to this play versus league in general, right? I mean, this is the very first game, so this is really going to dictate on how they do. Like, goals for and goals against will really hit the standings hard here throughout these first two games. This is a doubleheader tonight, so we're loving to see that. Garashi will find one as well. That's a 4-0 lead for St. Clair Saints. And overall, like I was saying, goals for, goals against will be a pretty big impact here, as it's very early in the season, and it will impact the standings a lot.
For St. Clair, really, like, getting a 4-0 lead with 2 minutes left to spare in game one of a best-of-5 set, you have to consider not just the implications it has on this game in a bubble, but also how that affects the rest of the set. Imagine starting off your series, your first game of the season, and you're getting 4-0'd on before the game, like, at the halfway point. Like, that is absolutely brutal for George Mason University. St. Clair doing an incredible job just starting the season off right. They can ride this momentum on into games number 2 and 3. With that said, game number 1 still isn't wrapped up yet, although it is looking pretty rough, if we're being honest. Endeavor getting himself in deep, trying to find the shot, but there's the tip to Kamal. He's going to find the shot, but don't give a bother with the save. However, Garashi, the constant pressure, man.
That's really the three-man weave you were talking about. Look at that. Kamal, he's going to get the shot, but yes, it's going to get defended. Most of the times when you're shooting, you will get defended, right? But overall, I mean, like, great stuff with that three-man weave, like you were saying, and it just boosts right off, and they're doing an excellent job of executing that, and it's really translating into this lead right now for St. Clair, as a lead now 5-0, and there's still over a minute to play, Zeddy. We could see this lead extended even more if need be. George Mason, though, looking to answer back, trying as best as they can, but they're really struggling just to get the ball out of their zone. I'm really interested to see if they can find one goal on the board here before this game is over.
Their defensive approach to the game is just so immaculate. You'll see someone go in for a shot, for example, Kamal on that last play. They'll go in for a shot. The shot will go wide. He'll immediately loop back around and play full defense to catch the ball if it goes in too deep. And everybody is complementing each other's offensive just so perfectly. Garashi with a beautiful pass into Endeavor up top. Going to look for the one touch, but unfortunately the goaltending is just a little bit too strong on the side of George Mason University. That's going to shut that play down. However, with 20 seconds left on the clock, it's going to be hard for George Mason to close a 5-point lead. I don't really see a world where that happens. unfortunately for George Mason, they're still playing defense even with 10 seconds left in the clock. And as St. Clair burns out the timer here, they're keeping up this pressure. The shots on net are relentless, and that's going to be the game in just a few seconds as that ball touches down. St. Clair with a 5-0 lead to start things off.
Yeah, and you know what? One thing I really do want to touch on there is as much of it was a 5-0 lead for St. Clair, like they did an excellent job. Like GMU did a great job of just playing defense in general, right? Like they might have let 5 goals in the net, but they did a great job of at least saving a majority of those shots, right? Like they had so many save points and so many like defensive points on their players just because of how much they've been doing to save the ball. So overall, we are here now in the second game of the set, and they are just jumping right into each other. This is one thing that I absolutely love about Rocket League. There's no time to miss any action, and we are jumping right into things. Endeavor with a blow-up right off the hop of things.
Double demo for Endeavor is going to lead off the round, completely killing the boost on the side of George Mason. That's going to slow them down a ton. You can already see how much that's impacted the pace of the game. Kamal going for the shot, trying to find that angle, and he's going to get the touch there and just goes wide. Girashi with the shot is going to hit the side bar there. Now, Speckled Penny coming in, looking for that offensive, but Kamal is already in position. And Endeavor with his third demo of the game, that's going to lead a wide open net as Kamal finds the first shot on net and the first goal for St. Clair.
Yeah, St. Clair is not slowing down whatsoever. You know, they're picking up right where they left off in the previous game, building themselves a nice and early lead, something they didn't really do as much in the last game. They really got a little bit warmed up first and get used to each other again as it's the first game of the day. But overall, here we go. SCC now leading 1-0 against GMU, and they are looking pretty good. Like you see, they are just throwing the aerials around, hanging this ball in their zone. Their time on attack is absolutely phenomenal. They are really doing an excellent job of, you know, not even just putting pressure on them, but keeping this ball in the zone. Great defense overall from St. Clair. Maybe not saving goals, but saving it from crossing that half-point marker.
I just got to give a shout out to Endeavor. I keep looking at that demo feed, and his name is just up there every 2.5 seconds. That was, again, yet another double demo for Endeavor. You have to think, that was a little tricky to say, but you got to think, like, every single time he gets a demolition, how much that impacts the pace of the game, how much that disrupts George Mason's defense, and how much that pressure that provides to Girashi and Kamal to find his kills. The nice save from Speckled Penny, though, going to go over the crossbar there, keep that one out of net. However, that one coming a little too close for comfort. Endeavor getting real close to that shot on goal. So now George Mason, you know, they've got the ball into St. Clair's end more than a couple times. It's just about finding that shot on target. And so far, they haven't been able to do that yet.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, Endeavor, great little bounce there, and he's going to find a goal. Great assist from Kamal to set his player up. And now a 2-0 lead for SCC. You know, we were talking about these cushions that St. Clair's building for themselves to really, you know, help them out moving forward. They're doing an excellent job of executing that, building themselves an early lead in these games, and it really provides them a lot more comfort as the game gets closer and closer to the finishing way mark. GMU, they have a lot of work to do to really crawl back here, not in just this game alone, but it's going to be the series now, as they are trailing 2-0, and they're already down one game in the series. GMU, we are really looking for them to get a shot and a goal on net here soon.
It's just like, it's not even just about the point difference. It's just about the difference in control of the game. GMU literally has not had a real shot on net or a real goal attempt in this game at all, and hardly had any coming out of game number one. Here's Kamal again with another shot. A good save, though, from Speckled Penny. He's doing a great job on goaltending. But, I mean, to your comment before the game, we talked about how GMU has all these defensive points, and I'm having a hard time deciding whether that's because they're playing good defense or because St. Clair is just shooting constantly. Like, if you got that many shots, eventually you're going to start racking up those points. You know, you can't let everything in. And it just looks like St. Clair's offense is just far too overwhelming for George Mason to even get a hold of.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more on that one. You know, it's probably got to be a little bit of a variation of both. Like, yes, all these players in this lobby right now can play great defense, but like you're saying, it's just St. Clair overwhelming the other team with shots, and eventually you are going to be saving some of those shots. So good stuff there from the side of St. Clair so far. Really interested to see how things continue to play out in the last 2 minutes of this matchup. And, you know, this score, it looks a little bit closer than it was the last game. You know, GMU, they're doing a little bit job of slowing St. Clair down. and actually, preventing more shots on net, less time on attack, and they're actually getting the ball in the other team's zone a little bit more often than previously, right? And that is going to be a good shot there from the side of GMU, just will not connect on the net, and it's going to hit that post. Great save there overall. Kamal with a nice shot as well.
Now for George Mason, trying to go on the offensive here towards the mid-game. Garashi is going to push that up. The nice little tip to Kamal to get that set up. It is going to get defended, however. But the tip to Garashi as well. He's right in position for the shot. Straight on target. That's going to be 3-0 now for St. Clair. I believe that's Garashi's second goal of the game now. He is just doing absolute wonders for his team with all of these shots on target, racking up these points. I believe Garashi is new to the roster as of this season. Previously had a different player on the roster. I believe it was Fusion. We've actually a new player to the team. And you know what? I don't even have time to talk about it. Endeavor's just going to shut that player right down with another goal of his own. So really, this new roster is just doing absolute wonders for this team.
Yeah, so he was actually a substitute for 2 semesters, so he was riding a little bit behind the lines, He was doing what he needed to do as a substitute, coming in whenever need be. So good stuff there from the side of SCC to, at least be, racking some goals for Sashi. He looks like he's playing quite well, too, and he's fitting into this roster well. So overall, I'm really interested to see how things continue to play out. But I was just saying a few seconds ago how, the SCC team is really, they're putting on pressure and they weren't, but they weren't getting as many goals as they were last time around. But now you see here, I completely take that back as they've already matched what they had last game and they've really heat up near the end of this game. And that's really looking like where St. Clair does their best is near the end of the games when they can compete. And overall, I mean, they have 45 seconds right now to just, I feel like at this point, maybe just rack up their lead even more. GMU really struggling on getting shots on net.
It just feels like, and Matt, put yourself in George Mason's position right now. You've been playing defense for nearly 9.5 minutes. Like, that's not Rocket League. That's goaltending simulator, and that's really all they're really allowed to playing against this offense from St. Clair. It's exhausting, it's tiring, and eventually you're going to let something slip when you lose control of the play, lose control of the momentum. And St. Clair really has not dropped the ball once, so to speak. And now going into this last 7 seconds, they're going to burn out the clock, basically seal the deal here on this game. As St. Clair just going to dump that in deep, try to get that touch to close out this game. Of course, the game does not end until the ball hits ground. GMU going to do everything they can to keep it in the air, but it's not going to be enough. Kamal just going to find a safe space to let it touch, and that's going to be the game. Game number 2 going to St. Clair, a 2-0 so far in this series.
Yeah, for sure. So overall, for St. Clair, they are in a very good position, right? You're going to have to see a GMU reverse sweep if they do want to have a shot of really coming back in this series. And that is so hard to do in Rock League, right? You can find a lucky goal here or then, and it's so hard, especially considering what GMU has been having to do lately, right? So, I mean, just a reverse sweep, I don't really see it in the books, but if GMU can pull off something phenomenal, put on a show for us and really, get a goal on the board, even then I would like to see, just a little bit more offensive play from GMU. Even if it results in them having to lack on the defense part of it a little bit, you got to change something up if you're GMU moving forward. You're not doing, you're not scoring, you're not making plays what you're doing currently. So I'd like to see something a little bit change in their strats.
At this point, really, it's just about, preserving your mental. You can't mental boom after getting 5-0 twice in a row. Get yourself a goal, something you can feel a little bit good about, something that you can ride on, and really try to turn into some positive energy. Because right now, it's just apparent that there's absolutely none of that on George Mason's side right now. Going 0-2, taking over 10 goals, letting 10 goals go in less than 10 minutes of play. That is a lot to deal with. So George Mason now coming into game number 3, just get something, guys. You just got to get something in.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, at least for their mental, like you were saying, right? Like, I believe, we got word from production that most of these teams are playing double headers tonight, right? So if you're George Mason University, that's exactly a big key factor for you then, right? Like you do want to keep your mental good and you want to be able to, maybe if you don't bounce back this series, at least bounce back next series and keep yourself in the running, right? And that's going to be one of the big things for GMU moving forward if they do want to, look pretty good in this play versus league and come out pretty strong. But overall, for starters, St. Clair, they're doing a great job. And, if they even just do exactly what they do these past 2 games, they're going to be 1-0 and 15-0 on goals for, goals against. And that's absolutely amazing stats overall. I cannot wait to see how the standings look going into our next game of tonight.
Here we go. Speaking of next game, here we start with game number 3. St. Clair already now put on the defense. You wanted to see some offense from George Mason, but now St. Clair actually on the back foot to start that off. However, it's not going to last very long. They're already able to get the ball dumped into the opposite end as Endeavor tries to set something up for Garashi. Garashi just going to dance with it in the air a little bit, get that tip off to Endeavor, and the 3-touch to Kamal just barely goes wide. Must have misangled that shot just a tad, but it looked great to see that beautiful pass to shot. I grew up playing a lot of sports, right? I grew up playing a lot of ball hockey. And my coaches would always yell at me. They're like, man, you got a one touch. Everything's got to be a one touch. And watching these Rocket League games, the way that this team, the St. Clair team, is just one touch passing everything. You give, you go. You set it up for that next player. You let them drive it home. You don't ever have to be the star of the show. And so far, the St. Clair team has demonstrated that not a single one of them has to be the star of the show. They are willing to complement each other and set each other up for some beautiful plays. As Speckled Penny there gets the huge demo onto Kamal to shut that play down.
Yeah, and one thing you will notice here now, everybody from the side of St. Clair is actually running the same vehicle. So, they're just having some fun now. St. Clair, you don't usually see that. Everyone has their preferred vehicles, right? Everyone that uses their vehicle that they want to use most. But overall, St. Clair, they're just having some fun now. And Kamal, he's going to score well doing that. So that is an early 1-0 lead for St. Clair. And we're only a minute and 19 seconds in this game. GMU, I mean, they've looked pretty decent so far. This one, they've at least got some shots on net and at least got it in the enemy zone. But St. Clair still able to find the back of the net first here in game 3. GMU going to have to answer back if they do want to keep themselves alive in this series.
100%. We keep saying, starting to sound like a little bit of a broken record, of course, but it's so hard to watch, man. Like, this team's just getting wrecked. It's the first game of the series, and you just kind of got your head in your hands a little bit. Like, man, let's see some action. Let's see some offense. Now here from St. Clair, looking a little scary. Kamal driving that a little bit too close to home, but that's going to be Endeavor with the self-team save. Now St. Clair all kind of clumped up a little bit, looking a little disoriented compared to how they've looked all season. All set rather. Usually they're keeping their positioning pretty wide open, but the missed pass from Kamal actually going to be a little scary for St. Clair. Going to have to back off and get that reset now. Girashi trying to find a shot on net with the touch to Endeavor. Not going to connect this time around, but he's looking for the pass to Girashi again. Just gets saved, goes wide a little bit. Now Speckled Penny on offense. A close shot. Goes right up the sidebar. That's not going to connect. That's not what you're looking for. And now St. Clair has the opportunity to turn this back around as they've got a lot of boost in the tank. 100 on Endeavor, looking to find that shot on net.
Yeah, that was a great shot there from GMU to, at least put some pressure on the Saints. If that was on target, that would have resulted in the net. St. Clair would not have been able to save that, and that would have been a goal. But Kamal, he's going to answer. He's going to find his second so far of this game. And, overall, St. Clair, they're going to build themselves a cushion. I keep saying that over and over, but once you have a cushion in the game, you start to feel a lot more confident about your play, and you just start, and what confidence really shows in games, right? You really start trying some tricky shots, and it can really result in a good goal. So I really like to see that. And Garashi almost with a nice early goal there, but GMU, the post will be stopping it for them. And now, so far, SCC, the ball is now in their zone, but they're going to do exactly what they want to do. Get it out right away. Shot on net from Garashi. Isn't able to go in. Bounce back in. Look at all the bounces. That 3-man weave. It comes in, and you see it every single game. Garashi, excellent job there of putting that back in off the rebound and putting that in the back of the net. St. Clair Saints now 3-0, and they are doing really good at the very end of this game. They really seem as if they heat up near the end of these games.
That was a beautiful play from both Endeavor and Garashi to set that up, the 2-man play there. And yeah, that last 2 minutes seems to be where St. Clair really starts to shine. They were looking a little rough at the beginning of this game, to be honest. They might be getting worn out themselves. They've played these games, these best of fives, it's a lot of game to play. And even though it doesn't feel like much, the games are super high impact. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys in chat have actually tried playing Rocket League yourselves. It is stressful as hell. And these guys are doing an incredible job keeping their composure this entire time. Speaking of keeping your composure and keeping your cool, George Mason University dancing with flames there as the ball barely hits the crossbar and goes down. A nice little save from No You is going to keep that play out. And now St. Clair has the ball on their end, going to try to get that dumped back and keep that pressure going. Endeavor getting up in the air and trying to play some defense, but he's completely out of boost now. That play is going to be dead. Kamal as well has expended everything. Actually going to take a demo as well from Speckled Penny. So he's off the board for a couple seconds now as St. Clair gets themselves back into position, tries to build up that boost charge. And now Kamal going in for the play is going to get shut down right away at center field.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty good shot on net, but Speckled Penny isn't able to complete the play and put it in the back of the net. So overall, St. Clair going to get that back out of their zone with only 40 seconds on the clock. GMU slowly running out of time. If they do want to find a win here and at least extend this series one more game, they do need to find a goal, and they need to find it here. 30 seconds, it is still quite a bit of time, but you need to find 3 goals throughout this time. So St. Clair, as long as they continue putting on the pressure, they should be closing up this series here very shortly.
20 seconds left on the clock. You can feel the pressure rising for George Mason. They still don't even have a single goal on net. And really, at this point, that's all you can hope for. One clean shot, but Endeavor's not going to let that happen, at least not without a fight. Keeping that ball in deep. Kamal going to just dance it around. They're not even going for shots on net so much as they are just trying to keep it out of George Mason's control. As we know, as soon as that ball touches the ground, that is going to be the game. In St. Clair, 13-0 over 3 games, going to absolutely dominate George Mason University in this first set of the season.
Yeah, so overall, St. Clair doing an excellent job here at the beginning of the season, like we were saying, right? 13-0 lead, and this could result in a little bit of George Mason University's having its C team, right? We said at the beginning, it could just be they have a lot of good Rocket League talent, or they also do have, just a lot of Rocket League players there in general, and they have a lot of teams resulting in it. So overall, I mean, you can only assume that their A and B teams are a little bit stronger of teams, but you don't want to throw any shade on George Mason University for that whatsoever, because at the same time, you also have to recognize this is a C team going against an A team. There is a difference there. You've got to give George Mason some props for coming out here, trying their best, and doing whatever they can throughout this game.
We've seen this talent from the St. Clair team over the course of the year. They were an incredible team last year. They had a lot of big tournament finishes. Now this season, starting things off right, carrying that momentum forward into season number 2 now as we enter the winter 2021, getting real aggressive here to start things off in the Play versus League. And that's exactly how you want to kick off the season, right? We can talk about how for George Mason, it's a step backwards, but for St. Clair, this is like 3 steps forward, right? You're not only winning your first game, but you're winning it by a landslide. And that's got to feel real good. As you mentioned, a doubleheader tonight, carry that forward. How are you going to carry this momentum from game number 1 into game number 2? The team is going to have a little bit of a break before they get into that second match. I believe that next one doesn't start until 9:30. We will take
9:15.
9:15, thank you. We can actually take a quick look at the schedule here going up into our upcoming matches for the rest of the week. So later tonight, as we mentioned, 9:15, there will be more Rocket League action here on the Saints Gaming channel. Then on Saturday, March the 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern, some Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War action in the CCL. So be sure to check that out. Then on Sunday at 5 p.m., some CSGO in the Face It League. Be sure to check that out as well if you are a Counter-Strike fan. I know, Jackson, I'm sure you'll be there.
Yes,
I'd like to be there as well. We'll see. It's a great game to cast. It's a great game to watch and a great game to play. And our team's been doing pretty decent so far this season, so come check out and support your team then. Then on Monday, 7 p.m., some more Overwatch action in the Play versus League. If you were here earlier today, it was a tough game we had. Hopefully trying to bring that back and get ourselves a good win on Monday. Going into Tuesday, some more Rocket League in the NECC at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then on Tuesday, to round it out, some more Call of Duty action in the CCL. Lots of huge games lined up on the docket for St. Clair. Let's hope that all of our teams can have just as much luck and success as our Rocket League team is having tonight.
Yeah, and you know what? I actually am going to be on the mic for every single one of those games except for the Overwatch one. So very excited for that. Very excited to bring you guys all that content. You know, it would not be possible without you viewers coming in here and supporting the stream. So we really appreciate that. So quick shout out as well to our sponsors. Also would not be possible without them. Thank you to the St. Clair College Alumni Association, PC Owlet, the Zeckelman School of Business and Information Technology, St. Clair College, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC. Like we said, would not be possible without you guys. We appreciate all the support. And if you guys want to support St. Clair, you can get some of this nice apparel like I got on right now. You know, we can cut to a nice little apparel ad right here. Face mask, jerseys, sweaters, jackets, whatever you may like, all through Acquire. And very high quality, very nice merchandise. So make sure you guys get some of that. Rep your favorite team, St. Clair. But if it is your favorite team, we accept all viewers here. So we'd like to thank all you guys for coming in here. We are going to cut to a little quick break before this 9:15 game. Once again, my name is Jackson Deprived Brown, joined alongside Shadi, Zeddy, Hannah. So thank you guys so much, and we will be back here shortly.
Mark Endeavor Pigo. I'm the god tier cardball player.
It's going to give him a 3-on-2 advantage here in the enemy territory. Nice little juke.
On the side at nighttime, I'm the all-star Valorant player, shooting heads.
Yeah, man, that bad boy's expensive now. 5,000 credits. And well, when you've got a Marshall and you've got Endeavor on it.
Should I redo it? I'm gonna redo it, you know? Because, you know, I need to make this the perfect video. I need to go famous. Okay. What's up? My name is Mark Endeavor Pigo. In the daytime, I'm a cardball extraordinaire, hitting the ball in the skies like no other. And then at nighttime, I'm a head tapping demon Valorant. Currently at St. Clair, I'm studying the robotics program and been there for 2 years, my last year there. Program's been pretty good. It's been easy, really hands-on at St. Clair. It's really good to learn from a hands-on rather than just through notes and listening from a professor. So you can get ready into the actual work environment. I've been interested in esports probably as long as I can remember. I've been playing every single like FPS game, any like game that you could grind at. Just because I feel my biggest motivation in gaming, it's a little bit toxic, but I play competitive to make others feel bad. It doesn't bring it does bring me joy. I'm not even gonna lie, but that's how I get better. And then once I'm done with that person, I move on to the next and find someone else to get better than. And if I don't find someone that I can get better than, then I just don't find fun in the game. My first gateway, believe it or not, well, this kind of makes sense because I play Valorant, but it would be Counter-Strike. I played Counter-Strike for I think around 2,000 hours. So when I transitioned to Valorant, it really wasn't that hard. But my love for Rocket League came out of nowhere. My friends introduced it to me in high school, and we just it started out just us playing as friends, just doing a bunch of party games, playing around. And then as things got serious, I saw stuff in like the newspaper, probably heard of Lachinio. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit of a fanboy early on, till I met him. Then my LAN side came out, and I started talking mad shit, and then became teammates, and then you saw what happened, you know, we went to CRL, and then that was it from there. But I'm back in the scene now. I'm ready to just, you know, get the earnings, you know, as Fortnite kids say. I'm not gonna have zero earnings. Not a Dollar Tree headset, but, you know, I'm always ready for the smoke, no matter what game. For Saints Gaming, how I found out about the varsity team was my friend was actually in the Rocket League team the first year, and I didn't know anything about that. And that actually kind of motivated me to become a better Rocket League player, and it pushed me to even like get better at the game more than I was already driven. And then I heard that Pro Lachinio was coming, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna let someone look better than me. So I had to improve. But yeah, it was ever since he showed me that they had a team, it kind of made me lean a little bit more to the college rather than the university, because like, why would I just study when I can study and play video games and get paid? Like, it's such an easy decision. And any kids that are out there, if you're good at a game, why go to university? They have an esports team now, but like, they're not as good. They're not. No matter what game you choose, they're not as good. I want that in the video. I want roast everywhere. For Rocket League, it is a new team, so we'll have to build chemistry again, because they did reform from last semester, and then I'm coming back now. So I took a break from Rocket League, so it's gonna be a little bit rough to get back to the swing of things, obviously. But you know, I think just with time and effort, our team could definitely produce some results. And for Valorant, it's me, the old other Rocket League player, Tiborius. He's coming back to play gun games, but he was the guy that I actually used to play Counter-Strike with. And then 3 other guys that are from the Counter-Strike team, the former Counter-Strike team. So it's not going to be too hard of a transition. We all used to play Counter-Strike and gun games, so I feel like we're definitely going to produce results, especially because we are playing the Open League. I'm not gonna, no shade to the Open League, but like, it is free low. Everyone in there is a straight bot. I'm not even gonna cap. If you watch any of the highlights, you saw what I was doing to pro players. Look what I'm gonna do to these little. If there was money in this, it's a given we're winning. It's still for fun anyways, but yeah. The biggest challenge for this season, at least, I think it's going to be more linked to the Rocket League team rather than the Valorant team, because the Valorant team, we have been playing together for a while, even outside of Saints Gaming. But for the Rocket League team, we more play only with the college schedule that we have, rather than outside of it. But like I said, I think that chemistry and just because it's such a team-based game rather than other games where you can just like 1v5, 1v4, Rocket League will definitely have to start working together more, and then just learn each other's play styles and what we like to do, what we don't like to do, and then work off that, and then see if we can build something off of it. Goals after college, this is kind of a tough one. Right now, not really. I kind of just want to see where my program is going to take me. I just want to see what other jobs and postings we might get throughout the semesters, considering it is the last year. But other than that, I might just continue gaming, and then let's see how that goes, and then maybe we'll go back to the college route if it ever does call me back. But other than that, not really. Do I create any YouTube or Twitch content? Mike, there's no way I don't stream or do YouTube with this mic. See this headset? Stop the cap. Drip on me. Drip, your gaming chair don't do anything for me, but I spent money on it. But yeah, I do stream and do YouTube. I stream probably, I'm trying to get back into the grind of it. So maybe like 3 to 4 times a week. YouTube video usually consists of like what happens on stream. So probably a YouTube video. Like I've been getting into it a bit more Twitch sided obviously, but I've been getting like new YouTube videos probably like every week or so. But yeah, what my family thinks about esports, considering I'm Asian. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, they're a bit skeptical, but then they know my personality. I used to play basketball a lot before I got into gaming, so I was really competitive growing up. So they know how I am and that I don't like losing. So there's no way that I would pursue gaming with the thoughts of having fun. I don't have fun. The only fun I have is when I win. So they're really supportive now, considering like there's obviously pluses like scholarships and everything like that, and like we have our own facility, everything like that to do practice in, you know, meet new people, meet new teammates, stuff like that. But yeah, ever since I got into it, they've been like slowly growing on it, and like they don't really mind. My family isn't like too into the esports scene as I'd like them to, but like I could really like, it doesn't really matter. But my brother, he's a little youngin', but like I'm like his role model. I feel like I'm his role model because every game I touch, he wants to get good at. Rocket League, he like I always get the "Can you carry me?" But like, you know. And now he's getting into Valorant too because I just gave him my old PC, so he's getting into Valorant and Rocket League just like his old bro. But yeah, other than that, like my brother gets his friends to watch me on stream and stuff like that sometimes. But like my parents, they're a little too busy with work to be following me. But you know, it's all okay. What kind of music am I a fan of? The music I listen to is basically like R&B and like some chill music. I don't like listening to like too hard rap, but like sometimes I do. But majority of my like playlist usually just R&B and rap. So like I listen to like the baby in the baby, Bryson Tiller, just stuff like that. Just like chill rap or just R&B. Like I'm sure you know some throwback music too. When I'm not gaming, my hobbies consist of I do play a lot of sports actually. Before quarantine, I did go out to like the beaches and we used to play volleyball a lot with my friends. And then basketball, before my friend Tiborius, he dislocated his finger playing basketball, and ever since that day, nobody ever wanted to play basketball again. But volleyball became the new thing. For all the anime watchers, Haikyuu, we're going off. I'm a straight spiker. I'm not gonna lie. I'm talented in that too. Come at me. I want all the smoke. But other than that, you know, just some karaoke. I'm not gonna lie. I can sing a bit. I can sing a bit. Y'all want a sneak peek? I got it. I know y'all heard that Bruno Mars. My Filipino genes might kick in a bit. You know that. Same bed, but it feels just a little bit bigger now. Our song on the radio, but it don't sound the same. But yeah, that's a little song. So my favorite esports moment of pros is definitely probably going to be more in the Rocket League side because I was in it more than the Valorant side. The Valorant side is still up and coming. But the Rocket League one is definitely the Justin one. There's no doubt. That's probably the biggest moment in like Rocket League history. The 0-second goal, you know, like unbelievable 50 to a bounce to like a insane angle by Justin, hitting it, push it OT. That's probably my favorite moment, like without a doubt. And then for my favorite moment of myself in esports, definitely my 1v4 infamous scout clutch.
Yeah, man, that bad boy's expensive now. 5,000 credits. And well, when you've got a Marshall and you've got Endeavor on it, why even bother? He's going to whip out the ghost and he's going to get the kill anyway. A clean 4-piece, a flawless round for St. Clair.
With Simo commentating, it was, oh my goodness, word for word. Do you know what he played at St. Clair College?
Endeavor, for the past 2 years, do you know what he played at St. Clair College? Do you know what game he primarily focused on?
I'm gonna guess a shooter, depending on what I just saw.
I'm gonna guess a shooter given what I just saw, but you're probably gonna surprise me.
You would think I played a shooter because how god tier my aim is. And then he goes, played professional Rocket League.
He played professional Rocket League for 2
Yeah.
years.
My goodness, professional. Keep that in your mind, professional. That's crazy. All right, so my favorite player, he is a Windsor local. Is Shanks. If you haven't heard of him, he used to play Counter-Strike, and now he's just a Valorant phenom. I'm not even gonna lie. This man probably like inspires my play style of just crazy going through for like the craziest plays, like a chicken with his head cut off. Don't care about anything, just only getting the kills. But yeah, he's definitely like my inspiration for like how I play, like how I create stuff sometimes. But yeah, he's definitely my favorite player right now. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just remember, if you have an Amazon Prime, you actually have this sick thing when you link it to your Twitch, right? So in the bottom right-hand corner, when you're watching one of our streams, watching me live, popping headies, or scoring the ball in the net, doesn't matter. It's on the bottom right thing, it says subscribe, and you get a free one every single month. And then you can always renew it, or you can always give it to another streamer. It really doesn't matter. But like, if you're here to support, you can definitely hit that subscribe button. It helps out the stream, helps out production, helps us with like everything we do, and it doesn't even cost you a penny. You know, hope you guys enjoy your day, wherever you guys are from. Peace out.
Shot. He tries to put that in enemy lines, but there's going to be a deflection from Tunasav. But that, dang, that's Endeavor up there. Oh my god, there he almost put that one in. Riley with a huge shot, but come on. Deflects it, gets the rebound, and drops that one in the net. His head, and there he goes. Abyss gonna clean him up.
Olaf goes down. Everyone's just gonna line up here for Lazzy. He's gonna find himself the Quadra. Give it to him. Pentakill.
Priestley with the quad feed.
Gets the ace. Available, just spin to win all over.
That game was insane.
Yeah, so currently right now it's actually a three-way tie. You got Nicole, St. Clair, and Montclair all tied for third with the 2-1 record just between maps. But Kamal gonna open things up with an early goal. 1-0 for St. Clair so far to start things off, and that was a nice little bounce shot there from Kamal Riley. And he's gonna try to go for that aerial. Ball wasn't really in his favor there, bad bounce, but he's gonna bounce back, and that's a good shot. That went to crossbar in. Kamal gonna find his second. He's going for the hat trick early in this game. 2-0 lead for your Saints. Minute and 10 in this one. They are playing phenomenal to start things off, and that's a nice little far down shot you see there from Kamal. Enemy lines again. St. Clair looking to make a little bit of a play off this, and that's a shot for Garashi. That is gonna be 3-0 for your St. Clair Saints over Nicole's Esports. So, I mean, if you're St. Clair now, you're looking pretty good. I mean, you got Garashi to have one. You got Endeavor. He's got a good amount of shots going for him. And Kamal, he's got 2 on the board as well. So, Saints still trying to apply some pressure on it, but unable to work out for them. This ball is going to be centered, and that gets knocked in from Tunasav. And your NC team is now on the board. Looking good now. We got our game on our hands. 3-1. Nichols College able to find their first one, get it in the net.
That's what they get, and they're gonna get a shot, but Kamal's there for the save.
Yeah, so Tunasav, he's been having a bunch of good shots here. He was that first one to score the goal for Nichols, and a great shot from him. Kamal, I think that was put in their own net. But Kamal, he's gonna find another one, and that's a hat trick for Kamal. He's got himself 3 on the board now. He is absolutely playing phenomenal throughout this game. Able to find one, but both players miss it and gets knocked out from one of the players from Nicole's. So Nicole is going to put that back in enemy lines, but only 8 seconds remain. Current Nicole's, they're going to have a lot of work to do. They still need 2 goals as the time keeps on ticking. And that's going to go off the crossbar. No goal. Once this ball falls, we are done. That ball is on the ground. Your St. Clair Saints will take game 1. They lead now 1-0 in this best of 5. Unable to connect though. That ball, that's going to be floating. That gets deflected in. Oh my god, the save from Riley. Absolutely phenomenal. A couple demolitions go down. Tunasav gets a little trade there. Both those players get demolished, and now...
Yeah, and just St. Clair's pressure this game. As they're going to get a shot, Riley scores. Just a quick shot like that, and NC has their first lead of the series.
Yeah, and you know, NC, that was a nice little shot.
Yeah, this is something you want to keep an eye on how they perform down. I know it's only 1 goal, but the pressure's there. As I say that, Kamal gets the aerial goal.
And let's see if they do keep that ball over there. Yes, they do. So that's going to be, I think that was Endeavor dropping that over there. But that ball is going to go in. Riley, he gets his second of the game. NC now leading by 1 once again. St. Clair was able to answer back, but let's see here, folks. Seconds after Sachi steps it up nicely. Oh my god, the tap in hits the crossbar. So close. Your St. Clair Saints just missed that goal there. And now it looks like NC is on the attack. Kamal has something to say about that. He's gonna put it back in enemy line. Sets up Kamal nicely. Nice little bounce. Kamal with the hat trick. Back to back. He puts that one in. Kamal playing absolutely phenomenal.
Again, Endeavor putting that right where Kamal wanted it.
Putting it in the net, and you see Gersashi, he's making a big line of defense, blowing other players up, right? So overall, very organized play from the Saints, and that ball is almost going in the net, but they're just going to try to get this to hit the ground. Now only 1 second remaining. As soon as this ball hits the ground, game over, folks, unless you see NC put it in. Ball is still in the air. We got a lot of time where this ball's in the air, but that's going to touch the ground. Your St. Clair Saints will take the second game now, and they're up 2-0 in the best of 5 throughout this one already. So great play from him overall, but that's going to get knocked into Saints net. Tunasab opens the game up. NC 28 seconds into it, and they got a lead from Tunasab.
Yeah, I don't think Kamal was expecting Tuna to be meet him up there for the 50-50, and as you can see, Tuna's going to go for an aerial there, and he gets it.
Yeah, so Tuna.
2-0.
Yeah, Tuna. That's going to be Nichols College now, up 2-0 like you were saying, and you know, Tuna, he's been a big factor in the NC's gameplay, right? I mean, 40 seconds on the clock, 35. And St. Clair, they finally got a good shot opportunity. That's going to be Endeavor putting it in. That makes things a heck of a lot different now, Kermit. 2-1 game, SCC, 33 seconds, and I need 1 goal to send this one to OT. There, Kamal keeping it in NC's side. Can St. Clair turn this into a goal here? Riley, he's going to keep applying that pressure. But that's going to be Tunasav putting it back in St. Clair's side of things. And Riley putting it near the net. 1 second left, all up to in the air. That ball's going to be hit against the ground. Nichols College going to take their first game here now. So we will be heading to game 4. I know you guys might have wanted to see an SCC 3-0, but NC answered back. Work out though. Kamal going to keep that ball in NC's territory, and he's going to get a blow up there. So that's going to give him a 3-on-2 advantage here in the enemy territory. Nice little juke. Endeavor! Oh my god, that was a filthy goal there. As he, like, look at this. In the air, aerial hops down, deflects it. Him hitting with the side of his card there, lifted up the ball a little bit more, and put it in the net.
That is just unbelievable goal by Endeavor.
Yeah, and that's a good setup opportunity. Oh my god, he's got 2 now. Just as you were talking about Endeavor, he's going to find his second, putting him back on the board. Your Saints will take an early 2-0 lead, and I feel like that's going to provide them a little bit of the comfort that they want. Oh, so close. Kamal just looking for an angle there, unable to find it. Kamal looking to reset and put a shot on the net, but that's going to be a nice little stop there from the side of NC. Tunasav. Oh my god, the deflection to put it down in the net. That's going to put NC on the board. We have a 2-1 game here, Kermit.
Yeah, it's just beautiful pass, beautiful reading by Tuna. Oh my, that save. Oh, an unfortunate Tuna save. Tunasav with 2 goals. Man, St. Clair did not have that going for them last play, but Tuna just straight right at the right spot, unfortunately.
It is really exciting to see your St. Clair Saints here, you know, tying this one up. But that Tunasav, oh my god, an early goal. He is a game changer for the NC school right now. Nichols College now take the lead 3-2, 2 minutes left in this one, and Tunasav absolutely popping off throughout this whole series.
I can tell he's one of the better players on their team, but I mean, the other team's good with the saves on defense, but Tunasav looking for the double touch and gets it just like that. He's got the hat trick.
Yeah, that's actually phenomenal plays right now from Tunasav. He's really popping off, just, you know, putting that deflection off the crossbar or off the post, putting that one in. That ball is still going to be in the lines of Nichols College, though. Kamal, will he be able to find one? Nice little deflection. St. Clair Saints going to find another, trailing by 1, a minute 17 left. I don't know, Kermit. I don't know if we're going to see an overtime. I don't know if we're going to see NC win. I don't know if we're going to see St. Clair win. I feel like this can go either way.
It's been 10 seconds left, man. Oh, Endeavor almost had a shot on goal. God, she's going to save that.
Oh, so close from Versace, but Nichols will take that. We got a game 5 incoming, folks. Yeah, overall, though, 15 seconds in this one. I'm going to see if we will see an early goal for you guys here today. Oh, that's going to be Endeavor trying to put one in the net. Nice little shot, but Tunasav going to be there for the save. Great stuff from him. This ball is now on enemy lines. That's going to set up Kamal nicely. Kamal messed up the little bit of a flip. He's just trying to keep the ball on his hand. That's going in, folks. That's tuna sap. 30 seconds left on the clock. That's a shot on net. Garashi gonna put that one in. We have a tie game, 1-1, Kermit. This one is going down to the wire.
Yeah, and just like I said, minute 10 is plenty of time. St. Clair ties it up.
I personally believe one more goal will most likely end this one. So whoever's dropping the next goal here is really going to, you know, probably shut things down. Tunisab with a huge demo there onto Kamal, trying to set up the side of NC a little bit more, but that's Garashi. Oh my God, he puts it in with 8 seconds left. Bar down. Garashi has gotten 2 goals in the last 40 seconds, and boy, oh boy, is it a game changer. He might have single-handedly just won Saints the game. Wow.
In clutch. But,
Wow.
I mean, as long as the ball doesn't touch the ground, it's in there. It's unlimited time. So St. Clair needs to make sure it hits the ground.
Oh, I thought that hit it there, but it should here in a second.
What?
Another
Garashi!
one from Garashi. Oh my God, he gets himself a hat trick in the 42nd. Oh my God, a 40-second hat trick from Garashi. He's gonna find himself.
Hello and welcome everybody back to some more Rocket League here on the Saints Gaming channel. My name, as always, is Shaddy Zeddy Hanna, joined alongside once again Jackson Deprived Brown. We are in our second game now of the Play versus Rocket League series against Maryland University. Now this is going to be a much more interesting match. If you were here earlier, you saw us play against George Mason University. Not gonna lie, Deprived, it was a bit of a slaughter, if we're being honest. It was pretty rough looking, but I'm hoping this one will be a little bit more evenly matched. You know, these games are always a lot more fun if we can see it go back and forth. So I'm all excited for game number 2. How are you feeling going into this match against Maryland?
I'm really excited. You know, I really do want to see some good Rocket League go down, right? Like you were saying, that first game, 13 goals for St. Clair, matching 0 from George Mason, right? So, I mean, George Mason wasn't really able to fight back. St. Clair was too strong. So, St. Clair, that's going to give them great momentum going into this next game. It is good for the side of Maryland that they do have a little break. Like, St. Clair had about 45 minutes before they actually had to jump into this one. So, with that being said, it's a good thing for them to cut St. Clair's momentum a little bit. So, they're not jumping right after into a next one. So, overall, you can only assume that all these players have been playing for these past 45 minutes, so keeping warm, keeping us, whatever it may be. So overall, I'm really excited to get things going, and I'm really excited to see if St. Clair College will have a little bit more of a challenge here moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. You know, you're coming off of that game, and you got a little bit of a break, so the heat can die down a little. The other way of looking at it is they burned a lot of energy into George Mason, absolutely rolled them. And now here you are playing them again after they've rested up. They're refreshed. They're ready to go. They're not tired out. You know, they've had this time to get recuperated and regrouped. And we've seen this team do incredible things. We don't have a whole lot of information to go off of, however, in this league. All we can really rely on last season. And, you know, we know this team did really well last season. Of course, we saw some great tournament victories, some great tournament placings. Obviously, the players on this team, incredibly high ranking and high performing. If you were watching earlier, we got to meet one of our players on the team, Endeavor, does play a couple other games as well at a really high level. And, you know, all the players on this team are really talented gamers and especially really talented Rocket League players as well. So we're really, truly blessed here at St. Clair to have such an exceptionally high ranking roster. And now going into this game against Maryland, you know, you kind of have to rely on that individual skill a little bit to carry you forward. You know, you have all these really high ranking players. How is that going to affect the state of the game? You know, or is Maryland going to get psyched out by how strong? Are they confident enough to take on that level of skill?
Yeah, really interesting to see. You know, there's so much that is going to be different from this game compared to George Mason's, right? I mean, for example, like we did get word, you know, that George Mason, that was a C team. So overall, it does make a little bit more sense if they weren't as, you know, D1 top tier as, you know, whether it be University of Maryland. But it's going to be really interesting to see because I'm fairly certain that this is Maryland's A roster. So it's going to be really interesting to see, you know, if St. Clair can compete against a little bit of a higher level team. We know they've done it last season in Play Versus. You know, they've done it previously in the other leagues that they do play in. So I'm just thrilled to get underway and see how this matchup goes against Maryland and see how the standings look after tonight, right? Like, I mean, you know, the standings aren't really set in stone right yet or anything like that. There's not a whole lot to go off of, like you said. So moving forward, this will really set up St. Clair going to next matches, knowing on how they could be playing and, you know, just getting a little bit more of an idea of St. Clair's current stage, like their current skill level as a team.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, before we get into next game, we're just giving the teams a couple seconds to get set up in the lobby and get everything going. So we'll give a quick shout out to our sponsors that allow us to have these streams for you every night of the week. So big thank you, of course, to the St. Clair College Alumni Association. PC Outlet, Zekelman School of Business and IT, St. Clair College, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC. Thank you so much for sponsoring these streams and these events so that we can host these streams for all of you guys to enjoy. Now, just a couple moments now before this team go, but it looks like we're just hearing from production now that it might be a little bit longer than anticipated. So we're going to cut to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly with some more Rocket League action. Hello, everybody, and sorry for the delay. Thank you so much for sticking around and waiting it out. Unfortunately, it is going to be a forfeit from the University of Maryland. So, St. Clair College going to walk away from tonight with a 2-0, taking the FF win against University of Maryland. There will be plenty of more action coming up. We'll take a quick look at the schedule for upcoming events that you guys can tune in to. Some new games coming down the pipeline here. So a quick recap for those of you that were here earlier, 7 p.m. on Saturday will be some Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War in Collegiate Call of Duty. Then on March 21st at 5 p.m., CSGO in the Face It League. On Monday at 7 p.m., can see some Overwatch in Play versus Action. Going on to Tuesday at 5 p.m., more Rocket League in the NECC. And to close things out, Tuesday at 8 p.m., be sure to check out the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War CCL game. Now, as Deprive was saying earlier, he's going to be here basically all week. I'll be making sure to drop in and say hello as often as I can throughout the week. So make sure to check out those streams and come support your casters, support your players, support the org as often as you can. Be sure to make sure to drop a follow at the Twitch page, Saints Gaming CA, and on Twitter with the same handle. Now, Jackson, obviously not much of a game to talk about tonight, but any final
not
thoughts
really.
as we wrap up tonight's stream?
Well, it's good to see St. Clair start 2-0 with 13 goals for, 0 goals against to start off on today's doubleheader. And, just a quick shout out to our sponsors because it wouldn't be possible without them or you viewers. So thank you to the St. Clair College Alumni Association, PC Outlet, the Zekelman School of Business and Information Technology, St. Clair College, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC. If you guys are interested in some nice St. Clair apparel, just like this jacket I got on here, you can get that through Acquire. We got masks, we got jerseys, we got sweaters, we got jackets, we got everything that you guys would want and need. So make sure you guys go to acquire.com/St. Clair, and we have some great merch for you guys. And you can rep, St. Clair Saints and support the school. Thank you guys so much for coming here and tuning in. I know we didn't get a whole lot of match for you guys, only about 15 minutes of gameplay total. Not a whole lot for you guys to go off of, but at the end of the day, we do appreciate all you guys tuning in here nonetheless. And so once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Jackson Deprived Brown, joined alongside Shaddy, Zeddy, Hannah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you later.
Thank you.